morning students, I am Mohammad Jafar. Today we are going to discuss about the topic statistics. Statistics is actually a part of paper 2 of mathematics which carries maximum weightage in your public examination. Almost you will be getting 11 mark questions from this chapter. So very important chapter. You will get 2 essay type questions in your board examination. One maybe any measure of central tendency. Another question will be of 4 mark, that is of OG. So there are actually 3 measures of central tendency, but before going to that, let us discuss about what is statistics. Actually, statistics is nothing but it is a branch of mathematics which deals with firstly collection. Collection is nothing but collection of data. After collecting all the data, you need to organize it, which is nothing but organization of data. Collection of data, organization of data, and after that you need to present it. So we can say that as presentation of data. Presentation of data is nothing but presenting it in a distribution table or in a cumulative frequency distribution table or in the form of ogive. And after presenting it, what you will do, you will analyze. Analysis of data. So collection of data, organizing it, presenting it, analyzing it, and at last you will interpret, which is nothing but interpretation of data. So what we can say statistics, it is a branch of mathematics that deals with collection, organization, presentation, analysis and interpretation of data. Example you can take, if you are going to organize farewell party at your school. First of all, you will collect all the money from a number of students in your class. After collecting it, you will organize how the work should be carried forward. So after collecting, you will organize it, and after organizing, you will present it, which means you will organize a party, everybody will come and they will present. They will see the party. After presentation, everybody see and they will analyze how beautifully you have organized the party. And at last they will do the interpretation, which is nothing but they will comment on the party. Understand? So in this statistics, there are 3 measures of central tendencies. 3 measures of central tendencies. What are those 3 measures? They are mean, median and mode. Alright guys, so there are 3 measures of central tendencies: mean, median and mode. So in today's class we are going to discuss about mean and what is mean, and what are the different methods which are used to find out mean. Okay, what is mean? Mean is nothing but, students, average. What is mean? Mean is nothing but average. Average, again you will have a doubt. What is average? Suppose there are 3 members. One member is having 10 rupees, another member is having 20 rupees, and the third member is having 30 rupees. So altogether it is 60 rupees. But they are not equal. So average is nothing but equally distribution of this amount among these 3 members. So if you distribute it equally, everybody will get almost, it was 60 rupees, right? 10 plus 20 plus 30. And when you divide among these 3 members, each member will get 20 rupees, right? So this 20 is nothing but average, which is also known as mean. So in your earlier classes, you have learned mean formula like sum of observations by number of observations. But here in this 10th class, you are going to deal with the grouped frequency distribution tables. So for a grouped frequency distribution table, there are 3 methods to find out mean. First method is direct method. And second method is assumed mean, or it is also called as deviation method. Direct method, assumed mean or deviation method, and the last one is step deviation method. So what are the three methods? Direct method, assumed mean method, which is also known as deviation, and last one is step deviation method. Don't get confused in between deviation method and step deviation method. Second method is deviation method, which is also known as assumed mean. Third one is step deviation method, and it is my favorite method also, because this method is very much easier in finding mean. You will not go here for long multiplications or simplifications, etc. That is the reason step deviation method is easy. In examination, the question can be asked with any particular method, or sometimes he may say that use any appropriate method. Appropriate method means it is not any other new method. Appropriate method means among these three, any one method you can use for calculating mean of that given frequency distribution table. So what are the formulae for these three different methods? Mean x bar is equal to, mean is denoted by symbol x bar, like plus is denoted by this symbol, right? So mean is denoted by x bar. So mean x bar. I wrote all mean x bar, mean x bar, mean x bar. Now we will write the formula. I'll just show you the logic how to remember the formulae of all these three methods. So first method is very easy, as you used to do sum of observations by number of observations. Here you have to do, this symbol is known as sigma. Sigma or summation, which is nothing but total, sum total, right? So sigma fi xi by sigma fi. This is direct method formula. This formula is easy, okay? Sigma fi xi by sigma fi. Here, this is deviation method, right? So sigma fi di by sigma fi, you people write. And here, sigma fi ui by sigma fi. Don't get confused that all these three formulae are similar. There is something more in these remaining two formulae. First one is just sigma fi xi by sigma fi. Second one, sigma fi di by sigma fi you have, right? So here, what is extra? A plus you will get. A stands for assumed mean. Like here already it is there, A plus. That will also be there in the last method also. What extra you will get in the third method? Like in every method you are getting some extra term. So here you will get into h. Understood? Like this, in a easier way you can remember all the formula. First one sigma fi xi by sigma fi. Another is sigma fi di by sigma fi. Last one is sigma fi ui by sigma fi you need to write. And in second formula, in starting you need to write a plus. In the third formula, starting a plus at last into h. So what are the three formulae? Direct method formula is sigma fi xi by sigma fi. Assumed mean method, which is nothing but deviation method formula, is a plus sigma fi di by sigma fi. And a stands for assumed mean. And last one, mean x bar is equal to a plus sigma fi ui by sigma fi multiplied with h. H is nothing but size of the class interval. Here beside I will write here something di you got extra, right? So how you will get that di? Di is nothing but xi minus a. That you will get in the frequency distribution table. So from there you need to subtract this di. For finding di values, what you have to do? Xi minus a you have to do. And what is a? I said a is nothing but assumed mean. Okay guys? So last one, you have ui in place of di. So how you will get that ui? Ui is nothing but xi minus a, as you did for finding di, right? So that di divided by h. Understand? These formulae that you need to write while you are preparing the table, and after that we will go for finding calculations. Okay guys? So now we will proceed for finding mean using all the three methods. We will see if possible. Okay? So let us start with which method? First method. That is nothing but direct method. So when you see your mathematics textbook, we will go for the solving of the problems only. So exercise 14.1, if you see, question number 1 in that. Just have a look in your textbook. So as I said, exercise 14.1, question number 1. When you see that question, it was given about that a survey was conducted by a few children of the locality, wherein they have collected the information related to the number of plants per house in that locality, and they have collected the data for approximately for 20 houses, right? So if you see the frequency distribution table, number of plants they have given 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6. These are the small numbers only. And when you see the number of houses, that is also a small number. 1, 2, 3, 4, like these numbers you are having single digit numbers, right? So whenever you get the frequency distribution table of this type, it is good if you use direct method, which is our first method of calculating mean. Okay, so first we will write which method we are using, because here he has not mentioned what method we have to use. Okay, so using which method? Using direct method. Yes, students. So for direct method, the formula already you know that. Just now you have learned mean x bar is equal to sigma fi xi by sigma fi, right? So for preparing the table, you need to make 4 columns in the table. Okay, so let us see what will be those 4 columns. First column will be from the question, as we have discussed, number of plants. Okay, this is nothing but class interval, CI. Just we will write smaller just below to that, class interval. Sometimes we may give only class interval, sometimes like number of houses, number of plants, that we have to take it as class interval. Next you have number of houses, that will be the frequency, which is nothing but F1. Okay students, number of plants, number of houses, and then your work starts. You have to make first xi and at last fi xi. Okay, first starting 2 columns from the question only. First will be class interval and then will be frequency, that is nothing but fi. Then extra what you have to make, as the formula suggests, sigma fi xi by sigma fi. You have fi, you need xi, right? So third column will be xi and the last column will be fi xi. I'll just write what is xi. What does this xi means? This is nothing but mid values. Xi are what? Mid values. Write in the table only. Okay. Number of plants, number of houses, mid value, and at last fi xi. So number of plants what are given in the question? 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 10, and last one 4 to 10 to 12, and then 12 to 14. Yes students. Then number of houses 1, 2, 1, 5, 6, 2, 3. Okay. So 0 to 2 plants. You cannot say how many plants are there in that one house. It may be 0 plant, it may be 1 plant, not 2, because this 2 is getting continuous over here, right? So these type of classes are known as continuous classes, wherein you should not calculate 2 over here. You should not include 2. It is excluding. This 2 gets counted over here. Okay. So one house is having either maybe 0 plants or 1 plant, and 2 houses are having how many plants? Either 2 plants or 3 plants. You should not include 4, because 4 is getting included in the third class interval, which means one house is having either 4 plants or 5 plants. Understand students? This is known as inclusive classes. Then mid value. How to calculate mid value? Mid value is also known as class marks. Okay. So this you will find out by using the column of class interval. So 0 to 2. What is the mid value of it? Here it is very easier to find out the mid value, but every time you should not go for directly taking the mid value from by seeing the class interval. It's better if you add up both the limits and divide it by 2. Like 0 plus 2 is how much? 2. If you divide 2 by 2, you will get 1. That is the first mid value. And then 2 and 4. 2 plus 4 you have to do first. 2 plus 4 is 6. If you divide 6 divided by 2, then you will get 3. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So 3 is the mid value or class mark of the second class. And then third class interval, 4 plus 6, 10. Divided by 2, 5. Every time it is not necessary to go on doing till last. By seeing this, you can identify 1, then 3, which is nothing but added by 2, and then 3 plus 2 is 5. So again you need to go on adding 2, 2, 2, 2. After 5, 7. After 7, 9. After 9, 11. After 11, 13. Right? So you will get all the small numbers, and then Fi Xi is nothing but the multiplication of Fi values and Xi values, which is nothing but multiplication of frequencies with their respective mid values. So 1 ones are 1, 2 threes are 6, 1 fives are 5, 5 sevens are 35, 6 nines are 54, 2 11s are 22, and 3 13s are 39. Okay, students. So now, as you have discussed, to find in direct method, mean x bar is equal to sigma Fi Xi divided by sigma Fi. As I said, sigma is nothing but what? Summation, sum, total. So this Fi Xi sum we have to do, and Fi sum we have to do. So here we will write sigma Fi, and here we will write sigma Fi Xi. Okay. So when you add 9 plus 2, 11, plus 4, 15, plus 5, 20, plus 5, 25, plus 6, 31, plus 1, 32. 2 and 3 goes carry, right? So this 3 plus 3, 6 plus 2, 8, plus 5, 13, plus 3, 16. So you got sigma Fi Xi total as 162, and this sigma Fi total will be 1 plus 2, 3, plus 1, 4, plus 5, 9, plus 6, 15, plus 2, 17, plus 3, 20. And already we have seen in the question, there are 20 houses data the students have collected from about the number of plants. So now we can substitute the value in the formula. Sigma Fi Xi value we got as 162 divided by, and sigma Fi value we got as 20. Okay. Concentrate about the presentation of the solution in your notebooks or when you write in the examination. It should be very neat and clean. Okay. So this just below to equal to sign, you write equal to sign and write the substitute the values. What few students will do, they'll write the formula here and they'll go for the substitution towards left hand side or towards right hand side. Don't do like that. Just go in an ordered way. Okay. So these two numbers can be cancelled using two table, right? Cancellation process. While doing cancellation process, you should see that with a common number you should cancel numerator as well as denominator. Otherwise, few students go for some another tables, like they cancel denominator with their own table, and then for numerator also they will select any one table. If they are not getting the table, they will keep the numerator as it is. Don't do like that. Cancellation should be done for both numerator as well as denominator. So using two table you can cancel both the numbers. So 2 ones are 2, 2 zeros are 0, which is nothing but 2 tens are 20. And then here 1 is not a multiple of 2, right? So we will take 2 digits, 16. 2 8s are 16, then at last 2 ones are 2, right? So what we got here, we got it as 81 divided by 10. Now again, whenever you have these numbers like 10, 100, thousands in the denominator, don't go for division process in the rough column. Okay. So just by saying this, you can take, there is only 1 0. So just before one digit you can take decimal point in the numerator. So this 81 by 10 is nothing but 8.1. So this is your mean. So we can say that therefore mean number of plants per house is 8.1. 8.1 is not exactly 8.1. 8 plants you can consider, but as per the textbook answer, we need to stop as per the decimal digit only. We have to write the answer 8.1. Mean number of plants per house is 8.1. Students, remember that I have used here direct method. If you use any other method, assumed mean method, step deviation method, any method if you use, you will get the same answer only, except rounding error. Somewhere you will get like 8.0 or you may get 8.2. So that doesn't matter. It is not at all a big issue. Okay. So just this is the way. I repeat it again. How to find out it? Using direct method, we have learned how to find out the mean. So it needs 4 columns. First column from the textbook, number of plants, which is nothing but CI. What I said, CI for class interval, and the number of houses is FI. It's nothing but frequency. Okay. So this is also available in the question, in your question only. And then these 2 columns you need to make. As you have remembered the formula of mean using direct method, it is sigma fi xi by sigma fi. You got fi. You need xi. So third column will be xi, which is also known as mid value or class marks, that we will calculate using the first column, which is nothing but class interval. You need to add both the limits and divide it by 2. So 0 plus 2 is 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1. 2 plus 4 is 6. If you divide 6 into 2, you will get 3. Okay. 4 plus 6 is 10. If you divide 10 rupees among 2 members, you will get 5 rupees. Okay. So like this, you got all the mid values, and at last fi xi. As you got xi, then you can multiply both fi and xi to get the fi xi values. So 1 1s are 1, 2 3s are 6, like that you got. And when you look at the formula, you have sigma fi xi by sigma fi. So fi xi total, you have to do sigma fi xi, which is nothing but 162, and sigma fi total is 20. So when you do 162 divided by 2, using 2 table, we have divided them, we have cancelled them. 2 tens are 20, 2 81s are 162. We got 81 by 10 over there, and then no need to go for separate division process. Just by seeing that 10, you can take one decimal point before one digit from the right hand side. Okay, 8.1. So mean number of plants per house is 8.1. Okay. So now students, we solve question number 2. Here we will try to learn our another method, that is nothing but assumed mean method. It is good if you mention the method that you are going to use in the problem. Okay. So second solution we are solving using assumed mean method. If you look at the textbook, it is about the following daily wages of 50 workers in a factory is given. You need to find out the mean daily wages of the workers using an appropriate method. So you can use any one method among the 3 methods. Okay. So we are going to learn about assumed mean method. As we have learned the formula assumed mean method, a plus sigma fi di by sigma fi, right? And for finding di, I have written in the starting of my video, di is nothing but xi minus a. So you need xi, then di, then at last fi di. So it means here you need how many columns in the table? 5 columns. First column will be, as it is given in the question, daily wages in terms of rupees. So what we will take to this one, as I said, class interval we will consider to this. Then second you have number of workers getting that. So this to be taken as frequency, which is nothing but fi. And then, as I said, you have to form mid value compulsorily, because using this only you can find out the deviations, which is nothing but di values. Then di formula xi minus a. Okay, and at last fi di. So what are the daily wages? It is 200 to 250, 250 to 300, 300 to 350, 350 to 400, and 400 to 450. These are the daily wages given in the question. Okay. Number of workers who are getting the daily wages from 200 rupees to 250 rupees. Exactly, you cannot say how much they are getting. So you should not include 250 also here. 200 to 249 rupees you must say, because 250 is getting repeated over here. So it is included in the next class, not in the preceding one. It is getting included in the succeeding class, means after class. So 200 to 249 rupees 12 workers are receiving per day. And then 250 to 299 are 14 workers, then 8 workers, then 6 workers, and at last 10 workers. This is very important question. So need not to use the method that I am explaining over here. You can use any of the method, but it is good not to use direct method over here, guys, because the values are bigger. You see 200 to 250. When you go for mid value, you will get 225, 275 like that. So there are possibilities that you may commit any single mistake in multiplication or in addition or in division, etc. So better to play safe. So let us see how to calculate these mid values, as you have already learned in your previous problem. 200 plus 250, it is 450. When you divide 450 by 2, you will get it as 225. Okay, and then 250 plus 300, it is coming 550. When you divide 550 among 2, you will get 275. Then 300 to 350 is 650. I no need to do for everything. Just by saying this, you can get the idea. 225, then 275, which means the value is increased by 50. So then 275 plus 50 will be 325. Then plus 50 will be 375. Then plus 50 will be 425. Okay, students. So now for finding di, you need xi. All these are xi values, and a also. Xi minus a you have to do. Okay. So among all these values, any one value you can take as a, which is nothing but assumed mean. You have to assume. So as there are 5 values, I can take the middle one, that is 325. I will take as assumed mean. Not necessarily 325 only you have to take. Any one value among these 5 numbers you can assume as a value. Assumed mean you can take to any one value among these 5 values. Suppose if there are 6 values, either third or fourth you can take as assumed mean. Okay. So now this is assumed mean. We will go for finding di values. 225, this is xi, minus 325, that is a. So 225 minus 325 is nothing but 100. But since the value 325 is the bigger one and having negative sign, so that is the reason minus 100 you have to write. 275 is the next xi value, minus a, that is 325. So 275 minus 325 is minus 50. Then for third one, xi is also this, assumed mean is also this. So 325 minus 325 is 0. Then 375 minus 325, 50. Because 375 is bigger than 325, that is the reason we get positive one. Then 425 minus 325 gives you 100. Understand, students? So all these are di values, and then we can go for fi di, which is nothing but you need to multiply fi and di. So 12 into 100 is minus 1200. Next, 14 into minus 50 gives you minus 700, because 14 5s are 70, this one 0, so minus 700. 8 zeros are 0. 6 into 50 is 300, and at last 10 into 100 is 1000. Here, remember that before assuming you will get negative values, and after assuming whatever numbers are there, for that you will get the positive values. Now, I will write the formula of mean in assumed mean method, that is a plus sigma fi di by sigma fi. A already I have 325. I need sigma fi di. So fi di total I have to do sigma fi di. So for this total, if you see there are the combination of negative and positive values. So I will do the total of this separately and this separately. This minus minus is nothing but plus, right? So 12.7 gives you minus 1900. It's good if you write with the pencil just beside to it. And then 300 plus 1000 gives you 1300. So now this is minus 1900 and this is 1300. So minus 19 plus 13, which means you need to subtract them, right? So 19 and 13, when you subtract, you will get 600. Which is the bigger number, 1300 or 1900? 1900 is the bigger number and it have negative sign. I'll write outside only. Minus 1900 it is. If I write minus inside, you may think it is indication. So minus is a bigger value, that is the reason. Minus 600, you will get the answer. Now sigma fi also I want. So the total of fi is nothing but sigma fi 12 plus 14 26 plus 8 34 plus 6 40 and plus 10 50. So now I will substitute all these values in the formula. A value is 325 plus sigma fi di is minus 600. Since already I have positive sign and again one more sign I am getting, so I will write that in brackets. Minus 600 divided by sigma fi, which is nothing but 50. Few students may think that we can cancel 50 and 325, which is not possible because positive sign or negative sign whenever there in between, you cannot cancel right side and left side terms. If there is multiplication sign, then you can cancel them. Okay. So now I will simplify this further. 325 plus into minus, minus 600 divided by 50. You can also think it as prohibited zone. You should not touch it and you should not do anything to it until and unless you will get single value after that positive or negative sign. Okay, then only you can go for either addition or subtraction depending upon the sign which is available in the solution. So now we can cancel these two, they are in division. So this 0 gets cancelled and then 5 ones are 5, 5 ones are 5. 1 remains over here, it becomes 10, then 5 twos are 10, which is nothing but 5 12s are 60 we got. So now we have 325 minus 12. 325 minus 12 is 313. This is the mean daily wages. So at last we have to write mean daily wages of workers is how much, students? It is rupees 330. Put it in a box. Understand everybody? So today we have learned about statistics, measures of central tendencies, 3 methods for calculating mean of group data. For that 3 methods we learned today direct method and assumed mean method, which is also known as deviation method. In direct method we need to use whenever the small values are given and whenever like this bigger values are there, either we can go for assumed mean method or step deviation method. Here we have learned assumed mean method. Probably in next class we will see about step deviation method and also here all the frequencies are given. Sometimes one of the frequency will be missing. So we will see how to find out the missing frequency of the question. Okay. That time the mean answer will be given. That we will see in our next class. Step deviation method as well as this method. So don't miss it. As I said, it carries maximum weightage in your examination. So we'll continue in our next class. Okay. Thank you very much.